Hey, it looks like I'm live. I'm just going to be adding videos live because I don't really want to spend a lot of time editing. I'd like you to know that I am here and present and with you. Yeah, the question for today is, what is your vision for the world? Because I have a feeling that all of our visions for our lives or our ideal lives intersect in such a way that when we actually come together and express what we really want, we find avenues for getting those things that we want. And I'm just going to start off with a short story. I don't have a single subscriber. No one has seen this channel. I have another channel with thousands and thousands of views from back in the day when I was snowboarding, and maybe I'll post a link to uh, an old snowboard video when I was shooting to be on the Olympic team. But at some point in my life's journey, I suffered some concussions. I had some depression. I had trouble finding meaning in a lot of like serious meaning or purpose in my first jobs out of college. I studied civil engineering and just found little passion in the work I was doing. And at some point, I was having an amazing day. Traveled over to Arkansas to hang out with some friends. Was mountain biking, doing yoga, drinking beet and carrot juice, and one thing led to another, and some words were whispered in my ear, and I had my first out of body experience. Not something that I was expecting, not something I knew for certain was possible. I had previously uh, believed that oneness was something about it sounded right. I didn't subscribe to a specific religion, but I certainly felt there's got to be a lot of truth in spiritual beliefs because people have them all over the world, no matter how connected or disconnected they are from other societies. And I'd seen serendipity in my life in ways that I knew something was happening. You know, as far as a creator leading me down the right path with breadcrumbs and signs, or as a scientist, I certainly thought there was a possibility that these things are appearing themselves to me because they are in my subconscious or conscious mind, and this is like a dream, and when I actually had that out of body experience, my perspective. First, I'm going to tell you what was said into my ear that initiated this out of body experience, and I owe a lot to this man for speaking these words into my ear. But he said, "I love the energy you brought out here this year, Silas. You've always got to be yourself." He had his arm around my shoulder, and as soon as he said that, my perspective split. I was seeing through my eyes, and I also began to be aware of a consciousness leaving my body from it went real quick, but it went upward out of my head. I'm getting launched through this neon green tunnel of light, and I think I'm close to a notebook. Let me just grab something real quick. But I got launched through this neon green gridded tunnel of light as these words were spoken, and it felt like I was going home. Honestly, never before had I connected to something higher and felt true love and acceptance and my place within the universe. This is a little picture I drew a long time ago when I was working, kind of what that gridded tunnel looked like. There was no love written at the top, but it was most certainly a tunnel of love, because nothing has ever felt much better than that. But I'd like to keep this video semi-short. I mean, I could talk about my journey for as long as it's been. It's been very interesting, and I'm sure yours is very interesting. I'd love to hear about your journey and where it's going, and if you feel like, you know, just the day-to-day questions are consuming your life, like, is there a job out there for me, or what should I be studying, or what am I passionate about, or what is the meaning of life, or you know, there's a lot of questions to ask, and I feel like from this experience, I came far more into tune with psychic abilities that I didn't necessarily know I had. Within one evening of having this out of body experience, my heart and body was just on fire with appreciation. Literally, never have I felt so energized. I had an opportunity to serve people that were around me and helping them find lost articles of clothing in the dark, and my intuition just led me to these objects. Someone would be like, "Oh man, have you seen this sweatshirt?" And not even knowing them or what their sweatshirt looked like or where they'd been hanging out, I knew where to go to grab this thing. And at some point, I really began trusting my intuition, which I'd never felt that kind of trust in my intuition. I've always second guessed myself or wondered, you know, between options, what should I choose? I never felt just such a knowing. And I know we all have guidance systems, each and every one of us, and it's beautiful. And my vision for the world is one in which everyone becomes so in tune with their bodies and who they are, and that they're able to function on a higher level of knowing and or hearing and or seeing. Everyone has different psychic abilities. You know, I'm just gonna pull another book off my shelf. I've got quite the library. A lot of these titles I have not read yet, and that's exciting because there's a lot to learn in this life. So yeah, Discovering Your Psychic Type by Sherry Dillard. I have not yet read it, but the title spoke to me because I've heard of psychic types and known that mine was a knowing. I know another woman whose psychic type is hearing, and she hears voices. It's not just like a thought in her head that she's aware of, but she can hear things. And she doesn't necessarily share this information with people because of what she's heard and the questions she's asked and the answers she's gotten. A lot of her conversations with herself, with her higher self, are ones of yes, no type answer, but she became aware that we're all on a magical journey. You know, we're all here for a purpose, and basically, some people need not wake up. It's not our job to wake people up. It's our job to support others looking for help, to support ourselves as best we can, and to appreciate people as they are. You know, I don't want to change anybody, but I certainly want to help anyone along the path who wants to walk this path. And as far as psychic types, you know, hearing something I felt could be nice, you know, just to have confirmation verbally. Oh yes, I heard that. But my psychic type, as far I've also had visions, so there's a visual aspect to my psychic abilities, and there's a knowing aspect to my psychic abilities. And I would not say I am on fire in tune with those abilities at the moment. That is something I desire to, a skill I desire to acquire, to work towards, to build up, to perfect, to master. Perfection may not exist, and I've certainly been a perfectionist a lot of my life, and it slows progress down. But when we set goals and dates, we can accomplish our dreams. Dreams can basically goals. Goals can basically be dreams with deadlines, and let's just make our goals as big as our dreams, and work towards them slowly. Part of the creativity that came about in me at this time in my life, this was the fall of 2015 when I had that first out-of-body experience, and at that time I began to feel something far bigger than I had ever imagined I was capable of doing. Before that, I had my sights set on snowboarding in the Olympics. Part of my drive for snowboarding and wanting to be at the top was to be a voice of reason in this world. I saw Shaun White up on the microphone saying, "Yeah, I'm stoked. My battery's about to die. I'm going to run and grab a charger real quick." Thank you for your patience. Oh man, this video is already over 10 minutes. We're flying. So yeah, I had anticipated and hoped that snowboarding may be my career of choice, but it turned out I really just wanted to speak some reason to the world when handed the microphone, unlike some professional snowboarders who we're all aware of who may have just a little bit to say. I'm stoked. Just won the freaking Olympics. What do you have to say? Oh, I'm stoked. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's part of what inspired me to say something more. And I've always loved snowboarding and been passionate about it. But where my dream went, this calling that I felt that I was receiving from a higher me, involved time manipulation. And I really felt strong impulses at the time that not only have I been to the past, but I'm going to the past, and I'm in the past, and I'm in the future, and I'm here now. And I came to this perspective of, if I were to go to the past and do these, let's say I do whatever, today is a result of those things I did back when. So, I don't necessarily believe that I would be affecting this current moment. I wouldn't be changing the circumstances of this moment by doing things in the past, especially if I did it in a stealthy way. I'm not going to go to the past and say, my name is Silas Martin Hatch, born in 1988, and I came back to change the world. I really felt like some of the conspiracy theories that I'd been looking at going into this time had really sparked my curiosity. I'd already been into the Masonic Lodge to talk to them, feeling like, what are these Masons all about? What was really going on in Egypt? Why are these monuments all around the world created in a linear fashion? A line through one powerful monument to another, extended over the ocean, reaches another monument. Like, this is interesting. What is the occult nature of the construction of our reality? And part of what I found in my mind a few years ago, this creativity was really exciting me. It was telling me, you have an opportunity, Silas, to not only know why these things are, but to be part of the reason why these things are the way they are. And in doing so, we can shift the perspective of the planet as to what is possible, because there's a lot of people with big imaginations. There's people who absolutely believe what they've been told and will not look any further than what they know, and who are not willing to be open to new ideas. So I encourage you to look at your beliefs, especially regarding what is possible in this moment on this day, and know that that belief has been established by your prior experience, and knowing that we are, maybe you don't know this yet, but there's a lot of people in this world, myself included, who believe we are beings of power, beings with manifestational abilities, especially if we learn to focus those intentions correctly. And I urge you to keep an open mind and to be open to restructuring the foundation of your knowledge, because when we say things are a certain way, they may be that way, and we may think we were so right, when in reality it may just be that things were that way because we had believed them to be that way. And I know that's a complicated logic right there, so let me know what you think about what I'm saying. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd also love to encourage you to dream big. At some point, Albert Einstein was approached by quite a few parents saying, how can we raise our children to be super geniuses like you? And he said, read them fantasies. Creativity is the magic. And really, a big part of why I was feeling I had an opportunity to go into the past was my interest in investing. I was already investing and basically gambling and losing money in the stock market. I'd already have paid off my student loans by now, had I just worked and paid them off instead of trying to make it quicker by hopping into something that I knew little about with a lot of optimism. But anyways, part of my thought was this 1%, this rich 1% that rules the planet, possibly. Could they be ill-intended? I think a lot of people in the world believe that the 1% do have ill intention, and that is why there are many in the world suffering when we have the resources collectively to thrive together. And my plan evolves daily. I'd love you to be a part of it, especially if you have the skills that I'm learning to gain. I would love to collaborate with you. And I think that not only can the 1% be a loving, tight-knit group of people, but I think you and I can be them, and that we can save this earth, buy this planet up from those who choose to destroy it for monetary gain, and we can help the kids of today and tomorrow far more optimistic of what they can achieve in their lives, because I know we live in an unlimited nature. Possibilities are endless. So thank you for listening. My name is Silas Martin Hatch. I have a website called intentupon.com. I'll put it down in the description at some point when the website is up and running. I am a Reiki practitioner in Durango, Colorado, practicing energy healing, and I'd love to connect. So get at me if you have any questions, any thoughts, any ideas. Let's collaborate and let's make this dream happen. Namaste. Much love to you all. Bye.